Hey, beautiful humans. Welcome back to Inner Peace Better Health. I am your host, Nazish, and today we are going somewhere super simple, but also kind of mind blowing. We are talking about healing through singing. Because here's the truth, most of us treat our voices like it's the only source of talking properly, performing, and not embarrassing ourselves. Meanwhile, your voice is literally a built in nervous system reset button. No subscriptions required here. And today's guest, Greg Palma, is out here turning sound into a whole healing experience. His work blends meditation, music therapy, and sound healing. His intention is heart opening, calming the mind, restoring balance, and reconnecting to love, peace, and well being. He's been sharing this over a decade through in person and virtual sessions. So if you have been feeling tense, stuck, or heavy, this episode is your refill. Greg, welcome to the show. I hope you're doing good.
Yes, Nazish. Thank you so much for having me on your show. It sounds like a wonderful opportunity to spread the experience around to other people who might not have heard about this possibility of singing as a medium for bringing in peace and joy.
Perfect. I'm so happy to have you here with me. So, Greg, when you say healing through singing, what's actually being healed first? The mind, the body, the heart, or the spirit?
Well, actually, what initially happens when you start listening, and I always ask people to close their eyes when they listen to me sing, either live or on on YouTube or on a recorded song that I make for someone and send it to them. I ask them to close their eyes because what happens is immediately when you close your eyes, your attention starts going inward. You're there, you've cut off the visual inputs. Also, the auditory inputs tend to be cut off when we close our eyes. We start going more inward. And the sounds are very soothing, they are gentle, and they guide us deep, deep into a very silent, peaceful place. So when the mind starts settling down, then naturally the physiology will start settling down, the heart rate will settle down, the blood pressure will lower a little bit, and all these little physiological factors will start going inward in a state of sort of restfulness. And so it does affect all of those that you mentioned. And it happens once we start going closing out the outside and start going in with the pleasant tones and frequencies of what I call the celestial songs. They're not songs like a a tune you'd find on the radio. They're just more like sounds. And if we have the time at the end, I can give a demonstration.
Definitely, I would really love the demonstration in the end of the show. It is something that so many of our listeners would be so happy to hear.
Good.
Yeah. So, Greg, how do you usually know it's working, and what do you notice in someone when within the first few minutes?
Well, they look if I'm in the room with them and I can observe them, and usually in a group of people, I can see a group of people sitting there, and I go up to each individual individually and sing. I can see a piece on their face. I can see sometimes they they seem to just get so relaxed that their head might fall down to their uh, to their breastbone. You know, they've lowered their head because they're so relaxed. It's I can feel a peace, and it's a wonderful experience from my end to be able to feel these energies coming from me and moving on to the person. And each person brings out different qualities of the healing songs. They have different needs and they bring out different frequencies. And so
That,
there is a peace.
yes, that is absolutely true. And I love how you described it. So that, so many people say that I can't sing, like it's a personality trait. Where do you think that block really comes from?
Well, it's it probably comes from very early on to being shy. But actually, when I grew up, I was very shy, and I didn't like standing in front of people and doing anything in front of people, even family members. But it just developed. I mean, I I started developing it. I became an opera singer, and you sort of a uh, strange switch from being shy and not wanting to be in front of people to being in front of many hundreds or 1,000 people or more and singing and exposing yourself. So it became very natural for me. I think that's just who I am. As a lot of people enjoy singing by themselves in the car or in the shower. I mean, those are typical places that people feel more comfortable because they don't want to expose themselves to criticism. And it may be something like that. But I learned well enough that you get used to it. You know, with all your voice teachers and everything, they're basically professional criticizers, and they'll guide you, and you want it. And so I went that route, and I learned to embrace it and grow with it and have it work for me. But I hope I answered that question.
Yes, you did. And trust me, the way you put it is such a big reframe. And it's not bad singing, it's fear. And honestly, the fear has been running the mic for far too long.
Yes, right.
So, what happens in the body when we hum, tone, or, sing slowly? Why does it calm us down?
I think it's very natural for the mind to want to go to a state of peace. It's very unnatural to be in a noisy, hectic, stressful environment. The body reacts to it in all sorts of negative ways, in all sorts of physical ways that we can feel it in our stomach or in our head. We can feel the stress. And it's very natural to go within because that's the nature of our physiology. Our physiology is based upon that peace that's deep within everyone, and we are all the same in this universe. We are all one, really. There is only the one. There is only that unbounded, infinite being that's at the basis of all our lives. And it's natural to go in that direction because it's a direction of peace. It's a direction of expansion. It's a direction of who we really are. And it's unnatural to be stressful. So we want to go in that direction, and we naturally do go in that direction if we allow ourselves to close off, take time to ourselves, and go deep within. I mean, I learned very early on meditation, um, and I've been doing it most of my life. I learned when I was 17, and it was a beautiful direction to go in, and it was. a wonderful journey. It still is.
Wow, that was so beautifully said. And so, do you have a quick 30-second vocal practice that our listeners can try in the car or before a stressful conversation?
Ah, yeah, I never thought of that. I don't really normally think of myself as a teacher of this. I suppose I suppose depending upon your level of comfort with singing, you could try just humming. Humming might be more comfortable, and yeah, I can't give you an exact. I wish I'd have known this ahead of time. I would have had time to think of this. Um, but I think a humming of a sweet song that you might have. You might try that. Um,
That is very true, absolutely. And I feel like a lot of our listeners are gonna try that and inculcate that in their daily practice because it seems easy and approachable.
yes.
So, your work talks a lot about love, higher frequencies, even celestial realms. For someone who's curious but skeptical, how do you explain what you do without making it sound like a fantasy novel?
Okay. Um, well, the experience and what I had one person I sent off a healing song to this person, and I sent it through my Dropbox, and he said, um, "I don't know what these sounds are doing, but they're wonderful." And he says, "I can't quite put my finger on it, but there's something there." And you just couldn't find a definition of what happens and how peaceful he felt when listening to these songs that were made specifically for him. Um, so it is again what we talked about in the beginning, this idea of going within, of settling down, of hearing these sounds that are very soothing, and they have very specific effect. They're not just a
That
pleasant song. They're more than that because what they have is these higher frequencies from, I guess, what most people would recognize as angelic frequencies. They come from a another higher realm, a realm that we can't be seen with our earthly eyes, but these frequencies, they come and they mix and blend with my voice. So it's my voice acting as a carrier wave for these higher frequencies. So it's not really me that's doing this work. It is what these higher energies that are coming through and blending with my voice.
wow, that sounds so amazing. That sounds something so new and so beautiful. So, if somebody wants to connect with you, know more about your work, how can they reach out to you?
Yes, I have a website. It's called singingspheres.net, and that's singingspheres.net. And on there, you can see what I do and listen to samples. And there's also a contact me page, um, and that will get me to me. Or you can just send me directly an email, the number 7 at singingspheres.net. 7 at singingspheres.net, the number 7.
Perfect. I will make sure to include all these details into our show notes so many people can reach out to you and and be a part of this beautiful journey with you.
Thank you.
You're very welcome, Greg. So, this has been an amazing conversation with you. And, dear listeners, here's your mini challenge for the next 24 hours. Try to put one hand on your chest, take one deep breath, and hum one steady note for 10 seconds. Repeat 3 times, then check in what changed even slightly. Because your small shift compound and your voice is not just a sound, it is permission, it is pressure, presence, and it is your power. So if this episode opens something up in you, share it with someone who has been carrying heavy energy quietly. And if you try the humming challenge, tell yourself this: I don't need to be amazing, I just need to be honest. Greg is here to remind us that love is the language and your voice can be the bridge. All right, fam, this is Inner Peace, Better Health. I am Nazish, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Until then, breathe soften, and let your inner peace get a little louder. Thank you so much for your time and the energy that you brought into this show.
Sumo. 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 Ayo.
Wow, that was so beautiful. And come on, legend goosebumps. It was so amazing.
Thank you.